very good morning and welcome back to Abu Dhabi. It's the third and final day of competition at the Abu Dhabi Grand Slam. And let me start by wishing you all a very happy World Judo Day. That's the celebration taking place today. I've already seen a rather snazzy cake that our IJF media manager Mark Pickering has arranged. I'm looking forward to a cup of coffee and a slice of cake in celebration of today's World Judo Day. But before we get too carried away with that particular event, let's look at the one that's at hand. We've got 5 weight categories to bring to you today. 3 men, 2 women. And we'll start by taking a look at the lineup, the top 4 seeds in the under 78 kilo category. We're lucky to have with us the world number 1, Mayra Aguiar of Brazil. The number 2 seed is Natalie Powell of Great Britain. The number 3 seed is Husha Steenhuis of the Netherlands. And the number 4 seed is the recently married, so congratulations to her, Erdelio Abigail of Hungary. It's a nice mix of fighters in there. There are only 11, but 5 of the 11 are from the world top 10. So that gets a 5-star rating. For me, it's going to be a tough competition because we've got Louisa Malzahn in there as well as Marhinda Verkerk of the Netherlands. So that should be a good tough one. That's the under 78 kilo category. In the plus 78 kilo category, we've got 3 of the top 10 from the top 10 world ranking list. The number 1 seed is Tessie Savelkools of the Netherlands. The number 2 seed is Maria Suellen Althman of Brazil. The number 3 seed is Irina Kinzerska of Azerbaijan. And the number 4 seed is Yasmin Kulbs of Germany. Let's take a look at the men's categories now. 3 of those that we've got to bring you today. And the number 1 seed in the under 90 kilo category is Alexander Kukolja of Serbia. The number 2 seed is Todd Christian of Hungary. The number 3 seed is Komranshaw Ustapirion of Tajikistan. And the number 4 seed is Nikolos Sherazadishvili of Spain. In the under 100 kilo category, we've got the world number 1 as the number 1 seed here, Elkan Mammadov of Azerbaijan. The number 2 seed is the world number 2, Michael Korol of the Netherlands. The number 3 seed is the world number 3, Varlam Lipatiliani of Georgia. And the number 4 seed is the world number 5, Kirill Denisov of Russia. We have 5 of the world's top 10, so half of the world's top 10 are here. This is going to be a really tough one. Sergenix Miklos is also in that mix as well. Karl Richard Frey of Germany, Grigory Menashkin, Toma Nikiforov. It's a real tough one here today. Okay, let's take a look at the plus 100 kilo category. The number 1 seed is Rafael Silva of Brazil. The number 2 seed is Andrei Volkov of Russia. The number 3 seed is the Israeli Or Sasson, representing the International Judo Federation here. And the number 4 seed is Ushangi Kokauri of Azerbaijan. This weight category possibly not as strong as the others, given the absence of some of the world's top 10. But we still have a useful mix of fighters here, and an interesting one in particular with Cyril Marais of France going up from the under 100 kilo category to compete at plus 100. Let's see how he gets on there. His opening contest, by the way, is against Roy Meyer of the Netherlands. That should be a good one as well. And the opening contest for Rafael Silva, he's the number 1 seed. The opening contest for him will be a tough one against the Russian Anton Krivobokov. Anton Krivobokov has been around for a little while. He was a cadet world champion way back in 2009. So he's left the cadets a long way behind him, but he already demonstrated that he had the kind of skills that was going to make him a difficult competitor quite a long time ago. Now, I mentioned to you about this kind of rating that I like to give the weight categories, and the way that I do it is if it's a Grand Slam, then we should be looking to have as many people from the top 10 in the world as possible. This being a Grand Slam, for example, the under 78 kilo category, we've got 5 of the world's top 10 here. So for me, that gets a 5-star rating. And you can do that yourselves at home just by looking at the draw sheet, picking out the names of the seeded players and seeing where they are on the International Judo Federation world ranking list. So just quickly again, 78 kilos, under 78 kilo category, 5-star for me. Plus 78 kilo category, a 3-star. Under 90 kilos, another 3-star category. The under 100 kilo category, a 5-star weight category there for me. And the only one that's just slipped a little bit is the plus 100 kilo category, which I've only given 1 star. But as I said, there are good reasons for making that up, because there's some really interesting fights there. And given the absence of Teddy Riner, we all want to see who's going to get prepared, try and make a mark and raise their game, so that when they do get to face the big man, he's got some stiff competition. That's all everybody wants to see. They want to see him involved in a top draw fight. Okay, now we will be on mat number 2 when we get to the action, and the first of the action on mat number 2 will be Piotr Kutsera of Poland. He'll be up against Alexander Rosliakov of Russia. Rosliakov is not a usual pick for the Russians at plus 100. They've got quite a few others that they could go to. I mentioned Anton Krybovokov. He'll be up against Rafael Silva in that opening contest. And Andrei Volkov is another go-to guy. We haven't seen Renat Saidov for a while, but as I say, we're going to go with the under 90 kilo category. It's mat number 2, the opening contest down there. Piotr Kutsera of Poland. He faces Alexander Rosliakov of Russia. It'll be Kutsera in the white judogi, Rosliakov in blue. Enjoy.
The time 2, first round, men under 90 kilo in white judogi for Poland, Piotr Kutsera. In blue judogi for Russia, Alexander Rosliakov.
Right, we're about to get underway then. I wonder if we'll have the pleasure of the company today of Anna Bernholm, the gold medalist in the under 70 kilo category. We had a chat with her yesterday. She may condescend to come and say hello to us a bit later. Just making sure that they get to the right tatami, that's all. Well, we've got the right pairing, haven't we? I'm going to be interested to see what happens with Rosliakov. He hasn't got the strongest of contest records. A few Continental Cups, 1 appearance at the Grand Slam, but he lost to the Georgian in the first round there, so we didn't really get to have a look at him. But at 90 kilos, there's no reason why the Russians would be sending out someone just for a trip. He must have something about him. I'll be interested to see what that something is. Anyway, he's on the mat now, and he's got quite a tricky competitor in front of him. Piotr Kutsera of Poland. Well, that's probably what the Russians have seen. I don't think there's any need for the Osai Waza there. It was an absolute thumping. I'll tell you what, our film group have been spoilt here with the number of massive ippons. They've just been huge. And that's another one, just to start the day off. We were wondering what it was that the Russians had seen, you know, in Alexander Roslyakov to want to send him out here. Well, maybe that's what they see. This is huge, absolutely massive. You just hate being on the highlights reel and you're on the receiving end of something like this. He hooks in for the Uchimata there. Has a little stab at the Ojigara. He's getting turned around here. But and there's an interesting point. There is a point here at which Roslyakov has both feet off the ground, right? Does that mean that he's lost control then? Yesterday we had this debate, you know, laughable. Guy's thrown in, you know, massively. So I think that puts that particular point out of the window. The Russian team are just turning up behind me. I hope they manage to catch Roslyakov's massive ippon there. Elena Prokopenko and Anastasia Konkina, Dario Mezhetskaya, they're all up there cheering their teammates on. And the Anna Bernholm as well, she's up there. We maybe bring her down to say hello. Right, on mat number 2, we've got Mihail Marchitan of the United Arab Emirates. He's up against Nicholas Mungai of Italy. It's Marchitan in the white judogi, Mungai in blue. We've already had the first minute. There's no score as yet. Mungai just collected a penalty there. Early days for the Italian. He's just about going to get away with another false attack there. That one just threatened to lift Marchitan off his feet for a moment, and for that reason they won't call that as a false attack. But up until that point it wasn't looking that clever, was it, from the Italian? And he doesn't like that grip, and a little bit more pressure from Marchitan, and I think Mungai's going to pick up another penalty. It's not looking good for the Italian to this point. Yeah, Vladimir Tsubidze just wants them to be on the right side when he issues the penalty, so there's no confusion about who it should go against. And the second penalty picked up by Mungai. Oh, there's a little stab at some Ashiwaza. First time that we've seen anything of note from Mungai so far. Minute 20 left to go. Marchitan remains penalty free, but there's still no score. Mungai he just walked off there. Sorry. Marchitan rather amateurishly picks up an unnecessary penalty for stepping off the tatami. That was really unnecessary from the man from the UAE. It's a bit of a struggle for Mungai at the moment. Marchitan doesn't look as though he's about to throw Mungai. There's no real threat from Marchitan. Nevertheless, Mungai hasn't been able to come up with really telling attacks, and that was another poor one, I'm afraid. That one was on the limit, in my opinion. Got to come up with something a little bit better than that, a little bit more threatening. Marchitan's little Kojigari effort was nothing to write home about. Just tap the foot a little bit. And then the response with the Sutemi-waza was almost as lame. Neither of these two look as though they could threaten anyone. Sometimes we talk about, having the fire in your belly or a fire being lit underneath you. Well, I can guarantee there's no flames, no smoke, no heat. These two are having a real struggle to come up with something. We're into the golden score period. 2 penalties have been picked up by Mungai. My money would be on a third. And then all of a sudden, he comes up with a nice, strong Seoinage attack. And then switches the direction with the Kojigaki. Marchitan feels that coming, turns onto his front, and as he lands, he's actually landing flat on his front, so there's no score. Well, it's up to Marchitan now to come up with an attack, although he's only picked up 1 penalty, so even if he were to pick up a second, he wouldn't be out of it. Oh, lovely Ashiwaza. Just manages to bring him down onto his side. He then rolls onto his front, but there's enough there for Marchitan to claim the score, which is given Wazari, and the efforts of Mungai are in vain, I'm afraid, as he loses out in round 1 of the under 90 kilo category. Marchitan it is, who we'll see in round 2. Well, we can stay here because we've got... I'm just thinking where the better action is likely to come from. Alexander Idia of France and Ivan Remarenko of the UAE, or Cyril Grossklaus of Switzerland and Yakio Imamov of Uzbekistan. Well, we've got the Grossklaus Imamov contest on mat number 2. If you want to watch that one, that's getting underway now. And if you wanted to watch Alexander Idia of France and Ivan Remarenko of the UAE, that's underway now on mat number 1. That's the under 100 kilo category, by the way. It looks like quite a good lineup that they've got down there on mat number 1. I think we're going to go down to mat number 1. Yeah. Right, let's go to mat number 1. Alexander Idia of France is in the white judogi. Ivan Remarenko is in blue. We join the contest with 2:40 odd left to go. There's no score as yet. If you want to watch Grossklaus and Imamov, just click on 2 and you'll get that. But if you're on the commentated channel, well then, wherever we go, then we'll take you with us. Only if you want to watch something specifically, then you might want to click on a specific mat. No score as yet. Got Idia in the white judogi and Remarenko in blue. We're not specifically following the UAE fighters. It just happened that the first one was a UAE fighter, and so too is this one. But it's not surprising, given that they are competing at home. We're bound to, find a few of their fighters. The real reason for coming down here is that this was like, it's gone Lovely piece of work there from Ivan Rimarenko. Idir can't believe that he's given that up. Slow to his feet. And there's a minute and 40-odd seconds left to go now. But the real reason for coming down here is we've got Karl Richard Frey of Germany coming up next against Joachim Dhabi, then Rafael Silva against Anton Kribovokov, Benjamin Hermenyes against Michael Horak, and Kokauri and Baltaev. So, you know, the whole list of upcoming fights is worth being up here. We're only going to miss Saidov and Bilalov, to be honest, down on mat number 2. So this is the best place for us to be, I think. Ooh, almost the Sukesh. He's got him again. Rimarenko is on fire this morning. There was a slight giggle this morning about the Italian who needed, you know, to have a fire lit underneath him. Rimarenko doesn't need any of that. He's on fire right away. I'm not sure why they've stopped that one. Anyway, there's 2 scores on the board. It looked okay to me, the Sukeshi. Loretto, looked all right to you?
Yeah, I did it from this angle, looking on our screen, but...
I just had a quick look and they're back on anyway. And a single Shido against Alexander there, and he almost went over again with the
definitely, yeah, definitely. He broke the balance, but just didn't have the follow through with his own body to get that score. And that's the problem. A lot of the athletes, when they're doing these ashiwas, the hizagurumas and stuff, they're using their feet and their feet only, but it's really about the core strength and rotating right through and following that movement till the end, rather than just relying on the feet itself. Well, there's another Wazari there, and it's put in, obviously, with the time up now and place into the second round.
Yeah. I think I'm going to step down and have a word with Alexander Idir, because that's not him. He's very, very slow to his feet. He must be ill. That's the only thing I can think. He's way, way reduced. I don't think he's well. Just go and check with the coach, the French coach. It could be something's ailing the young man, you know.
Well, in some cases, it could be the training phase that they're in, the competition cycle, and sometimes this is not one of the events that they're peaking for. It may be for a little bit later on. But I'm sure you'll be able to find out and give us a little bit more of an insight to what's happening.
Karl Richard Frey of Germany is up against Joachim Dhabi of Sweden. It's Frey in the white judogi, Dhabi in blue. Here's Loretta.
Thank you, Sheldon. So as we say, Frey in white representing Germany, Dhabi from Sweden in the blue. Now, the Swedish athletes throughout this 3 days of competition have really performed outstandingly and have up there in the medals, and a nation that's coming very strong indeed and in good time for obviously Tokyo 2020. But yeah, there's been some wonderful performances from Sweden, so it is a country to watch, I would say.
In white judogi for Tajikistan, Saidov. In blue judogi for Russia, Yas Bivalov.
Well, as we know, Frey representing Germany, junior European champion last year, took a silver medal, and in Rome European Cup this year, a silver. Junior European Cup. He's still obviously a junior, up-and-coming young man for Germany, and making his debut here in the Abu Dhabi Grand Slam. Representing Sweden. Dhabi. With Abu Dhabi last year, picked up the bronze medal. So bronze medalist is no shy of being on that podium, and will be looking to better himself just that little bit closer to the final and hopefully win it this year. But again, some outstanding performances that this young man's had. Few Grand Prix medals and places throughout the year. And obviously in previous years where he's picked up a Grand Slam in Tokyo, where it was and Baku back in 2015, a bronze medal. So somebody that's always very close to the medals or on that podium. So for this young man from Germany, a little bit more experience against him from Dhabi of Germany. So we've got 2 minutes, just halfway in this contest. There's a bit of a battle going on to try and get that upper over-the-top grip. Both opting to link those hands. And as you've got Dhabi with 2 Shidos already, and a little bit suspect there as they ask them to fix their gis. And there we have the third and final Shido with a minute and, well, just over the halfway mark. So for this young man from Sweden, he'll be desperately disappointed in himself there to be able to accumulate 3 Shidos and to disqualify himself out in the first round of the under 100 kilos. So now we're coming on to the plus 100 kilograms. Rafael Silva in the white, Anton Krivov of Russia in the blue.
In white judo for Brazil, double Olympic and world bronze medalist Rafael Silva, and in blue judo for Russia, Anton Krivov.
Well, Krivov there in the blue gi representing Russia, Silva in white representing Brazil. And the Russian comes off to a flying start as he throws that arm over there. Quite an aggressive start to this first round. Sixteen athletes participating in this competition. Silva, the number 1 seed of the competition. Silva, as we know, world bronze medalist this year, and also silver in the World Championships in Rio de Janeiro back in 2013. And at the beginning of this year, started off with a flying start with picking up a bronze medal in the Paris Grand Slam. A very consistent fighter. Krivov, representing Russia, picked up a silver medal in the Grand Slam in Baku back in 2014. Again, not shy of being on the medal podium. A bit of a gap for a year or so, so be interesting to see how he gets on here today in Abu Dhabi. Well, the Ponsi and Aggie there, the drop, Sio from Silva, a little bit slow. The Russian could anticipate that quite nicely. Was looking for an opportunity in the Niwaza, but nothing did come to light there. And see a mate situation, but the Russian picks up his Shido. So now that's 1 apiece, and we're coming up to the halfway mark in this contest. Well, the second one now goes to silver. Well, it's been a pretty disappointing start for this man. And as you see there, the Osota to the Makakomi, and silver just fell in. He just seemed to give up as the Osota came in, didn't seem to have much to be able to come back from that position. Krybovkov defeats the #1 seed and now leaves this competition wide open. As you can see there, just really didn't have very little to offer. A very slow start right from the beginning for silver. But Krybovkov there with that Osota into the Makakomi. With wonderful ippon and a place in the second round. Well, now we have the second match on the Pool A. Jimenez of Belgium in the white. Horak of the Czech Republic in the blue. The winner of this will meet the Russian Krybovkov of Russia. And that will be in the quarter-finals. Well, it's a real battle going on between these two gentlemen as they... Jimenez looks for an opportunity in the Niwaza. Sadly, there wasn't very much to offer for him. Well, Judo been awarded there to Horak of the Czech Republic. Jimenez there, as you can see, with that right hand high up onto the collar, controlling the lapel on the other side. And as Horak comes in for that Osotogari, he counters him and follows right through into the Osakomi. He's already picked up the Wazari, which puts him in a really good position with just 1 minute and 49 seconds remaining. As the clock ticks away quite nicely, it's looking more and more like that he'll go into that quarterfinal. And there you have it. Belgium takes the place in the quarterfinal of the men's plus 100. So Jimenez goes through, where he'll be up against the Russian Krybovkov in a little bit later on in the day. So as we just see there on the side there, Kokuri of Azerbaijan. Just approaching our mat right now, and he's up against Uzbekistan. Baltiev. Well, there's been a head-to-head, and obviously Kokuri in the driving seat with his 60 out of 104 wins won, to 16 out of 36. Well, there's a lot of experience under the belt of the Azerbaijan, and on paper, you would think that it would come through into the quarterfinals. Number 3 seed. Kokuri last year picked up 2 Grand Prix medals, along with 2 European Open medals. And in the African Open last year, gold medalist. And Kokuri there, as you can see, well, Baltiev doesn't look comfortable there, and obviously seeking medical attention, but the win goes to Kokuri with the ippon and a place in the quarterfinal. Oh, instead of watching this, we could go across swiftly to the under 100 kilograms.
Yeah, we're going to join the contest on mat number 2 now, between Danilo Pantic of Montenegro and Viktor Demyanenko of Kazakhstan. We join the contest with 2:20 left to go.
And Demyanenko there in the driving seat here with a Wazari already on the board, and 2 minutes and 18 seconds remaining in this contest. And for those that have been, and a beautiful Sianagi there, scoring a Wazari, almost ippon, but...
First round, men over 100 kilo. In white judo game for the Netherlands, European Championships, bronze medalist.
Yeah, sorry about that, Loretta. I know this one is nicely poised, but to be honest, we moved because of the injury.
Yes,
we didn't want to stay down there for
just
that.
of respect of the athlete that was injured, and I'm sure he's in safe hands, and we'll update you a little bit later on. For those that are concerned out there, I'm quite sure he is being well looked after.
So we can go back up to mat number 1, because the contest that we want to watch up there is Roy Meyer of the Netherlands. He's up against Cyril Marais of France. Cyril Marais moving up from under 100 kilos to fight at the plus 100 kilo category. So it's an interesting conundrum, if you like. Let's see how he gets on here. I did have a chance to speak to Cyril Marais' teammate, by the way, Alexander Idir. He's up in the Athletes Tribune now, and he said, no, I'm not ailing, I'm not ill, I just didn't feel, I couldn't move properly. In fact, he's felt like that for a while now. It just hasn't been firing for him, but he'll be back in the dojo working on things. You talk to his coach, Christoph Massina, and see what they can do about going back to the drawing board, because whatever it is they're doing is not working at the moment.
Yes.
But he was...
well, at least he's honest about it.
No
and
excuses.
Just a bad day at the office, that's
Yep,
all.
Certainly was.
Well, Roy Mayer, European Championships this year, took a bronze medal, along with, last year in the Grand Slam Baku, silver, and the previous year. Very strong athlete from the Netherlands. Marais, representing France this year, a silver medal in the Grand Slam in Paris. And previous years has always favoured the Grand Slam Paris, where he's picked up 2 gold medals in the under 100s. Well, it's a debut here for him in the plus. Not quite sure if it's going to be a permanent stay, is it, for Cyril Marais?
Depends what happens with Roy Mayer.
It all hangs on this one, does it?
Well, if he takes a bit of a smack in here, you know, he doesn't go any further in the competition. If he gets past Mayer, given Mayer's, you know, standing in the IGF World Ranking list, he may feel motivated to hang around for a little bit longer. I think it really does depend on, you know,
well, it's
result,
quite a surprising move when you think who the French have got in the plus 100s with Teddy Riner, who's obviously a fixed position in that plus 100 kilos and making his bid for Tokyo 2020. So a little bit of surprise if he does stay up, especially when it comes for a bid for the Olympic Games.
Well, it could be that Marais, having already won a bronze medal at the Olympic Games and coming towards the back end of his career, is coming under threat in the under 100 kilo category and thinks, well, I'm not going to get picked for the Olympic Games. There are too many who are making it difficult for me in the 100 kilo category anyway, so I'm not going to the Games. Where would it be easy for me? I'm 110 kilos normally. Do I want to cut 10 kilos every other month to come down to 100? Or shall I fill in for Teddy, who fights once a year?
Yes, that's true. He'll most probably get a lot more exposure at the plus 100s.
What did he weigh in at then?
I'm just looking at that now, 115 kilos. So he's a big lad, definitely a big lad.
You know? It's not as though he's making 100 kilos easily, is it?
No.
He's got to lose 15 kilos if he wants to get down
and that's
to under 100.
That's a lot of weight.
Given the very, very few occasions when we see Mr. Renier, he can go to every Grand Prix, he can go to every Grand Slam, he can be out there anytime he wants.
Yeah,
can't he?
Exactly.
You know? He can get all the picks that Renier says, no, I don't fancy going to that one. Send Cyril.
And I'm just looking down on these weights, and well, we've got the heaviest in the plus 100s sits there at 165 kilos.
Yeah.
That's a big difference, though, when you're 115.
Well, Orsasson already demonstrated that he can mix it with the best of him. If you have a look at his weight, I'm not sure.
He's 125 kilos, so
right. Well,
it's, again, 10 kilos that little bit heavier. But
he moved up from 100.
Yes.
25 kilos later. So Marais, having only a few months ago competed at under 100, is actually on his way up there too. And I'm sure that, you know, he won't worry about another 3, 4,
exactly.
5
I
kilos.
suppose it's the way it's distributed, that weight, whether it is in pure muscle and size or whether it is just surplus.
Well, Anna Bernholm told us yesterday that she was able now to train harder, train longer, and have less worry about putting on weight now that she's at 70 kilos instead of 63. There you go. Shades this one.
Mare goes through to the next round, so that's a good win for him. And was about 5 kilos, 10 kilos lighter than his opponent.
And in addition to the weight, it's the experience of fighting at 100 and then the psychological battle that one has in knowing that you are fighting out of your weight class. Well, I don't think it'd be that long before he gets used to it, to be honest.
No, I don't think so at all. He's a very tall lad, and he carries that weight quite nicely. And a few extra pounds in muscle, in bulking up that way, will not really make a difference, I don't think, in his frame at all, because he can carry it well. And I suppose it will reduce losing 15 kilos, that will reduce the sort of chances of picking up those injuries as well.
Let's take a look at Luisa Malzahn of Germany. She faces Alexandra Babintseva of Russia. She just scored. Wazari there did Malzahn. It's Malzahn in the white judogi, Babintseva in blue.
You can see Malzahn there with that right hand round the back, controlling quite nicely. She's also got the sleeve. Babintseva there, making the first advances right on the edge of the contest area. Malzahn not looking too phased by that, and just focusing on controlling her opponent before engaging. And there you have it, the Osota right off at the side there. Nice deep reach into that corner. Nice powerful attack, and still doesn't get the score for it, but still makes the Russian a little bit weary. Again, the hips come right through, but just didn't have that sleeve grip. Had her floating on the hips just there, but really didn't have the completion.
Babintseva was almost airborne there.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Huge threat over that right hip.
Once more, she's got that arms creeping round the back there, trying to lure her opponent onto the hip. And she's just trying to settle her opponent. Malzahn now coming in underneath the arm, controlling the lapel, and very strong grip there indeed. Powering her way into the knee waza, now looking for an opportunity down there. She needs to tidy up the upper part of the body, get that nice and tight before starting to draw that leg out. But it looks quite tight there, and the referee obviously feels that there's very little hope for Malzahn to get out of the grips of her opponent.
Interesting one there.
Well, over the halfway mark now, 1 minute and 47 seconds remaining. Malzahn looking very comfortable out there.
In the event of a counter, where one player attempts a technique, in the event of a counter, whomsoever's back hits the mat first will be scored against.
Against, that's correct.
So let's see what they do here, because we've just seen it the once.
Well, they're looking back on it, and the fact that it's taking that little bit longer makes you feel that it isn't just sort of straightforward, it isn't that clear.
And then the phrase that I'd like them to bring in is,
If in doubt, just carry on.
Exactly. Where it is inconclusive, then there should be no score. So what's happened here is they think that it's conclusive,
Yes.
you know, and for that reason they've given Babintseva that score. Okay, we can always have a look at it a bit later ourselves.
Well, 1 minute and a half remaining in this contest, and it evens this all up, and Russia is now back in the game. As she throws that left hand deep into the back of Malzen. Malzen coming round the back, but also opting, keeping her options open. Oh, there, and the Kochi hooked right in.
That wasn't the cleverest moves, ducking underneath.
No, she really put herself in a very vulnerable position and was under pressure on that corner as well. Oh, Soto right off to the side there, Oza Wazari. Well, opted not to give it, but from that angle it looked like she'd just done enough to get the Wazari. Yeah, and there it is, Malzev picking up the second Wazari, which puts her back in the lead here with just under a minute remaining in the contest. Well, Malzen picking up the first Judo. And just under half a minute remaining in the contest. Babintseva now really has to start piling a little bit more pressure on. We know she's capable of throwing, and there was 2 occasions that first one she scored the Wazari on, but the second one was so close. There's the seconds tick away. The last big effort there coming from Russia, but sadly not enough, and Malzen goes through to the next round into the semi-final of the under 78 kilos.
We've got the quarterfinal in the plus 78 kilo category. Coming up next, we'll stay here then to see Tessie Savelkoels of the Netherlands to face Maria Shekerova of Russia. It'll be Savelkoels in the white judogi, Shekerova in blue.
The Dhabi quarterfinal, women over 78 kilo. In white judogi for the Netherlands, Tessie Savelkoels. In blue judogi for Russia, Maria Shekerova.
Here we have it, Savelkoels representing the Netherlands in the white. Shekerova representing Russia in the blue. Russian, one of the second heaviest weight ladies in this competition.
First round, men over 100 kilos, tatami 2. In white judogi for Belarus,
Well, Savelkoels, in fact, 33 kilos lighter than her opponent out there at this moment. That's a lot. Quite a considerable amount of weight advantage for the Russian. Two and a half minutes remaining in this contest. It's been a real battle of grips here. Neither one of them taking the opportunity to dominate this contest. Savalkuls obviously has the height advantage. Savalkuls there, as you can see, with that right hand on the lapel, which controls quite nicely her Russian opponent. As she works with the feet, trying to break the balance. Shekarova looking a little bit passive out there and needs to start putting in one or two more attacks than what she already has, starting to look very tired. Savalkuls dropping under her opponent, was working quite well there, trying to move her opponent to break the balance and then drop underneath. And the second, well, that was the third and final Shido goes to Russia, so disqualification. And Savalkuls goes through to the next round.
Yeah, she's in the semi-final.
Semi-final now.
Well, her opponent will be the winner of the upcoming contest between Yasmin Kulbs of Germany. She faces Beatriz Souza of Brazil. It'll be Kulbs in the white judogi, Souza in blue. Only 19 years old. Young Miss Souza. I wonder if we saw her at the Junior World Championships or something like that, perhaps. Anyway, we'll
what
find
a career in front of her, huh? 19.
She's got
wonderful potential, huh?
very difficult job against Yasmin Kulbs. See what Souza's got to offer up.
Goodness me, she's got some height, hasn't she, for a 19-year-old? She doesn't look small against Kulbs. But in fact, Souza has given away 27 kilos, 27 and a half kilos, and Kulbs there just totally dismissing her opponent, so she puts that leg across. The power and weight that's following through that attack takes her right into the Osakomi. She's got 2 Wazaris and a place in the semi-final. Well, that was very quickly done, and we're messing around there.
The winner in white for Germany, Yasmin Kulbs. She will be in the semi-final for women over 78 kilo. Tatami 1, second round, men under 90 kilo. In white judogi for Serbia.
So now we're coming to the 90 kilos, under 90 kilo men's division.
We got the number 1 seed taking to the tatami. Alexander Kukolja of Serbia faces Matthias Kusik of Estonia. It's Kukolja in the white judogi, Kusik in blue. And not only is Kukolia the #1 seed, he's the world #1. So, top draw contest facing Matthias Kusik.
Kusik there with a drop Siaki. Well, the Serbian is a very good indeed. Fifth place in the World Championships this year, along with the current European champion. Rotating his opponent, didn't really finish, but he's all arms and legs down there. Kusik desperately trying to get out the back door in that predicament, and successfully does so. Oh, comes in for the Uchimata, totally misses the leg. Kusik didn't read that one quick enough. Lost opportunity for him. But again, Kukulia down in the Niwaza, rotating him over. Again, a bit of another crocodile roll where it's going nowhere. A lot of effort, but no completion to it. The Serbian there, as you can see, the left hand on that lapel, controlling quite nicely. Oh, once more, he throws himself in for that Uchimata and totally misjudges it.
He wants to end it, doesn't he?
He really wants to. He's given 100% going right through, but the timing of it's not good.
He's rushing.
It's very dangerous, because if he was on with somebody a little bit more experienced and a bit more challenging towards him, well, that would have been over and done with. Kusik, as you can see, bent over position, backing out, really trying to avoid his opponent. There doesn't seem to be much engagement there. So he drops to his knees, and once more, Serbian looking for the turnover, but the referee felt like he's seen enough down there. Not one of the easiest things for the Estonian to get past the reaches of the Serbian. He's all arms and legs, and he's a real danger to Kusik. Hence the reason looking a little bit passive out there. It's how to get past the defences. Between him and his partner, it looks like there's miles away. Tries to drop underneath. Again, putting a little bit more pressure on his opponent. Kukulia just hanging on to that Wazari that was gained earlier on, and takes him through to the next round. And that's the quarterfinals of the under-90s.
We've got another under 90 kilo category round 2 contest coming up next, and it features Zachary Burt of Canada. He's up against Victor Ahiavo of Ghana. It's Burt in the white judogi, Ahiavo in blue. And I was going to see whether Zach was related to Emily, but I never bothered. Do you remember she competed yesterday in the under 63 kilo category?
Did. We spoke about it as well, didn't we? Well, Avio.
She was the one with the useful newaza.
Yes,
sorry,
definitely. Avio African Open back in 2013 picked up the silver medal. Favours the Uchimata Tsukashi. Well, I've had the pleasure of training with some of the Ghanaian judo athletes, working with them while over in Accra. And what a lovely bunch of guys, and they work so hard. But the majority of the top players that are on the world circuit tend to train out of Bath or somewhere in London. But they're taking full advantage of the situation now. The counter there, picking up the Wazari.
Just like his sister. And he was a specialist. I'm not saying he was a specialist, to be honest. He just happens to have caught Victor down there on the ground, but it's a coincidence.
Yes. Well, there, convincing win then to Zachary Burke of Canada, goes through to the next round where he'll be up against the number 1 seed in that quarterfinal, the Serbian Kukulja.
Right, coming up next, Nicolas Sherazadishvili of Spain is up against... Right, let me just make sure that we get this in full. Right, we're watching round 2 of the under 90 kilos. We've just seen Zachary Burt win his contest, and he'll be up against Alexander Kukolja of Serbia, beg your pardon, in the next round. The Spanish fighter now, that's what I'm looking at, is Nicolas Sherazadishvili. He's on the mat against Dario Kurbjevite Garcia of Germany. And it's Sherazadishvili in the white judogi, Kurbjevite Garcia in blue.
I think what just threw me there is like a Georgian name with the Spanish flag at the side of it.
Yeah, and the Spanish-sounding German name.
Exactly.
Garcia.
Garcia.
It's a tumble, isn't it? There we go.
Well, Kovovets, Garcia there trying to work his opponent down in the Niwaza. Didn't really get much opportunity down there. Shiradishvili there trying to come over the top, and he does there successfully. That right hand going deep onto the belt, trying to get the hips through, the leg in, and Uchimata, and over he goes for Ippon. Well, that was a lovely finish, and you could see that just unfolding right in front of our eyes. And a well-deserved win takes him into the quarterfinals of the under-90s. And there's the highlights of that. Excellently
The Dhabi second round.
demonstrated there, as you all from the power of that belt. Deep in, hips through, leg right up. Took full advantage of the long limbs the Spaniard has, and burying his opponent. Now we have coming up Mediev of Azerbaijan in the white, Nori representing Iran in the blue. The winner of this will meet Shiradishvili of Spain for a place in the semi-final.
Second round, made under 90 kilo, tatami 2. In white judo game for Hungary, the former world silver medalist, Dot Christian.
Well, Mediev, as you can see, trying to get that left hand flying over the top. The Iranian draws the hands back down where he can see them, controlling his opponent nicely. And Amaka Komi from the Azerbaijan didn't get the full rotation, finding himself on his face at the moment. And Mediev there is once more with a sort of a Sianagi turn. A little bit too high up onto the collar there, lost the control and the direction as he entered. And Nori picks up the second Shido now, which puts him under a lot of pressure out there with 2 minutes remaining in the contest. Once more on a Makakomi attempt, but this time Nori. Well, 1 minute and a half remaining in this contest, and Nori takes the lead with a Wazari. He's got 2 Shidos, so he's still not really in a comfortable position. Cannot afford to just hang on there. As we know, one more, but there's the second Wazari, but it goes on the board for Mediev of Azerbaijan. So it's evened it all up. Oh, well, there was an attempt there, Sasai, but countered Medvedev, and scoring upon taking him through to the quarterfinal.
The Dhabi second round, men under 90 kilo. In one judo game representing Azerbaijan, number 1 at the World Judo ranking, the former world champion and current European champion, Ilhan Mammadov. And in blue, for United Arab Emirates, former world...
Well, this will be a very interesting match here. Into the under 100 kilograms. The number 1 seed. And we're into the second round. Mammadov in the white. Rimarenko in the blue. Mammadov there, as you can see, with the high collar grip, that right hand on the lapel, controlling quite nicely. Well, Rimarenko there takes a Judo. So it's 1 apiece now, with 2.5 minutes remaining in this contest. Mammadov, 5th place in the World Championships this year. And obviously on paper, one of the stronger and experienced athletes in this weight category. You see he's got that right hand on the lapel as he draws his opponent across the chest. Rimarenko picking up the second Judo, now puts himself under pressure with 1.5 minutes remaining in the contest. Very little between these two. Neither one wants to make that extra effort. It's both opting to just stab away at that feet. There's Sutemi Waza. Mammadov thinks about the knee waza, but decides to opt out. And we're coming up to the last minute. Rimarenko, a bronze medalist in the World Championships back in 2014. A few Grand Prix medals under his belt. Also to Gary, and he just lost the upper body control. He was in so deep there, Mammadov. just lost it at that crucial point. And he'll be really disappointed. That was an opportunity missed there, and half a minute remaining in the contest, and it could be that we'll go through to the golden score in this match.
The time is 1, golden score.
Well, Mammadov now picks up that Wazari and the win in 11 seconds in the golden score. I'm just going to have a wee look back to see if it was a Wazari. Well, it was, and they've taken it off, and they're back to the square one again. Well, the head goes down for Mammadov, and you could have done with having that one given, but the battle continues. Rimarenko now has the second chance to come back here. He's got a good, strong, controlling grip there. Needs to now use it. He works on the Ashiwaza, breaking up the balance of the Azerbaijan. Well, somewhere along the line, you're just hoping someone's going to be gutsy enough to just go for it, but neither one of these athletes wants to make that first move of opting to just grip up and play with the feet. Well, don't know what that was, but Rimarenko really playing on thin ice there with that attempt of a Sutemi Waza, just dropped on his back. Comes round the back. The Azerbaijan looking for the Osotomaka Komi. Rimarenko trying to counter, but finds his arm up his back now as the Azerbaijan tries to rotate him over. He's luring that arm out. He's going for the arm lock, and it's looking very close to getting the submission. Well, Azerbaijan looked like he just ran out of complete steam there. And as you can see, Rimarenko holding the elbow there, looking as if that was a little bit too much pressure on that elbow. A little bit of an ouch moment for him, but he's back up on his feet, and it doesn't seem to have affected him too much as he grips up with that very arm. Well, there it is, all over and done with. They've got Ippon, but he's not letting it go until he's got the Osokomi, and he's kept the Osokomi. He's waiting to make sure that the care system doesn't change it, I suppose. But it wouldn't matter anymore. And Even if it was downgraded to a Wazari, he still wins in the golden score. So Rimarenko goes through for the United Arab Emirates into the next round of the under 100 kilos. Well, as you can see there, he's looking a little bit uncomfortable with that elbow that Mamedov had caught him earlier on with the arm lock that didn't get the submission from, but he gave him a very sore arm anyway as he goes through to the next round, which is the quarter-final stage of the under 100s.
Men under 100 kilo. In white judo for Belgium, Toma Nikiforov. In blue judo for Uzbekistan, double
Coming on to the mat now, Toma Nikiforov of Belgium. He faces Davronbek Satorov of Uzbekistan. Nikiforov in the white judogi, Satorov in blue. And just take a look and see how things are going in this under 100 kilo category. We've already seen Rimarenko knock out the #1 seed. He defeated Alexander Idir in the first round, and then he went on to defeat Elkan Mamedov in round 2. So Rimarenko going great guns here. The local boy, if you like. He'll face the winner of this contest between Toma Nikiforov and Davronbek Satorov of Uzbekistan.
Second round, men under 90 kilo, tatami 2. In white judo for Tajikistan, double Asian champion, Komrushov Uskovilio. In blue judo for Switzerland, Cyril Kroskaus.
Yeah, there was enough there for Nikiforov to come up with a score. Nikiforov giving Satorov a bit of a working over here. And another score goes on the board. That's 4 for Nikiforov. And we've still got a minute left to go. Well, 4 scores racked up there by Toma Nikiforov of Belgium. Takes him past Davronbek Satarov of Uzbekistan. This is Pool A of the under 100 kilo category, and it'll be Nikiforov to face Remarenko in the first of the quarterfinals. Coming up next, Kirill Denisov of Russia faces Grigory Menashkin of Estonia. It's Denisov in the white judogi, Menashkin in blue.
Kirill Denisov in blue judogi for Estonia, Grigory Menashkin. Second round, men under 90 kilo, attempt 2. In white judogi for Georgia, Beka Viliashvili. In blue judogi for Brazil, Eduardo Betomi.
Menashkin picks up the penalty for passivity. Leveling things up. They're both a little bit tentative at the moment, Menashkin and Denisov.
men under 100 kilo, tatami 2. In white judogi for the Netherlands, Michael Corel. In blue judogi for Brazil, Rafael Busakarini.
Denisov still trying to get Manaskin moving. Manaskin picks up another penalty, this time for an overly defensive gripping. Yeah, that's it on as well. A combination ending up with Manaskin being thrown for Ippon. Yeah. 40 seconds from the end. It took Denisov a little bit of working out. It was always better when, well, it's always better for Denisov when they were on the move. That wasn't always the case. So it was a tricky little hurdle for Manaskin to leap over. Got himself a little bit tangled up with the feet after Manaskin attempted that little Kosotogaki, but got himself back up and was able to come up with a little Kosotogari at the back to bring his man down. On the mat now, Sergenik Miklos of Hungary faces Karl Richard Frey of Germany. It's Sergenik in the white judogi, Frey in blue. Accidental clash there. We just had a quick handshake, tidied things up. We're back underway with this round 2 contest. This for a place in the quarterfinal. The winner of this, by the way, will fight Kirill Denisov, who just defeated Grigory Manaskin. So it'll be the Russian and the winner of this in the second of the quarterfinals. And then after this, we've got another Russian coming up, Anton Krivobokov, in the plus 100 kilo category. He goes up against Benjamin Harmenies of Belgium. But we're getting ahead of ourselves there because that's the next one up.
Just halfway now, 2 minutes remaining in this contest. No scores at the moment. Ippon Sienagi, yes! Oh, so close! Just cannot see how he didn't go over on that one. There was a great opportunity lost there for Frey with Germany. The entry was perfect. He had the lift. He just didn't have that rotation. But there you've got the big powerful one going over with the hips. Again, he was in an awkward position entry of that attack. Really needed to get that sleeve. Yes, well, that says it all. Well, that wasn't just a throw. That was someone that's just been buried into the mat. Covered up and sent home. Well, Sergenix, as you can see again, comes in with that high collar, so Tagari. Oh, and the other coming round the back just to give a little bit more leverage there. Sadagaki. Oh, wonderful display of judo. And it all came from that real high collar grip and the ducking of the head from Frey, who made that mistake and left himself wide open. So now we have the plus 100 quarterfinals. Well, we have in the white representing Russia, Krivbokov in the white there, and representing Belgium in the blue, Hegmednes.
The W2 second round, men under 100 kilo.
And this place in the final, for place in the semi-final of the plus 100s. Judo now been awarded to both the athletes with 2.5 minutes remaining in this contest. And that just made him angry. So there he goes. The Russian goes through. Krivobov of Russia goes through to the semi-finals of the plus one, and there it has it. The Osota Makakomi just barely gets the wrist, but it was enough to throw that weight off to the side to get the ippon against Hegmednes.
Anton Krivokov will be in the semi-final for men over 100 kilo. The next quarter-final, men over 100 kilo, tatami 1.
So he'll be up against the winner of the next match that's coming up very shortly. Kokori in the white representing Azerbaijan, Mare representing France in the blue. Well, 2 minutes and 45 seconds to go. It's a close match between both these athletes. Maret moved up from under 100s now, trying to put his mark here on the plus 100s. Maret defeated Roy Meyer of Netherlands in the first round. And Kokori defeated the Uzbekistan Baltiev. Well, this match is going to be one that's going to challenge both of them. Well, we know that the number 1 seed went out in the first round. Rafael Silva had a really bad day today, just really didn't get going in that first match. Well, Kokori there with the Judo, and 1 minute and 16 seconds remaining in this contest. Well, Cyril Maret trying desperately to get past the strong defences, and there is actually a major weight difference between these athletes. But there you have Maret working his way in the Niwaza and secures the Osakomi. .30 kilos of a difference there, but he still managed to secure that hold and take himself into the semi-finals of this Abu Dhabi Grand Slam.
Tatami 1, the winner in blue for France, Cyril Made. Cyril Made will be in the semi-final for men over 100 kilo. Quarter-final, women under 78 kilo, tatami 1. In white judo game for Brazil, the current world champion, Mayra Aguiar. In blue judo game for Germany, Luis Nelson.
Well, here we have the quarterfinals of the under 78 kilo category in the white representing Brazil. Ugaria in the white, and in the representing Germany in blue, Malzen. Aguirre was probably the stronger of the two here, but Malzen in the first round, great match. But Maya, number one seed in this weight category here for this tournament.
In white judo game for Georgia, the Olympic and world silver medalist, three-time European champion, Varlam Lipartelliani. And in blue judo game for Italy, Giuliano Loportio.
Well, Guerra looking a bit apprehensive there. She's the number one seed, but double world champion. Picks up her Shida along with the German Malzen. As well as winning the World Championships for the second time. Also the title of Grand Prix champion in Cancun. Malzen and the World Championships back in 2015. Took a bronze medal, but this year in Zagreb Grand Prix, a bronze medal as well. So she's been thereabouts in the medals, but a memorable moment for Abu Dhabi for her will be that back in 2014 she took the gold medal here in this event. So but it has been a bit of a lucky place, maybe. But obviously some fun and memorable times here in Abu Dhabi for Malzen. And she comes there round with the shimiwaza, but Maya Aguirre did extremely well to hold on there. Well, there you have it. This time the Osakomi is on, not secured, stabilizing in the hold down, but she's still working her way there. She holds on with seconds remaining. Can she maintain it for the Ippon? Well, Maya Aguirre does and goes through to the semi-final of the under-78s. So Aguirre closer to that final. And Malzen will go into the repechage, and we'll see her a little bit later on.
The number one, the winner in white for Brazil, Mayra Aguiar. Mayra Aguiar will in the semi-final for women under 78 kg. The next quarter-final, the women under 78 kg, Tatami 1.
Well, here we have coming up now the other quarter-final, which will be against Edeli Ju, Abigail representing Hungary in the white, Amarinda Verkerk representing the Netherlands in blue. Well, both these ladies have had an impressive track record of wins and a lot of experience. Well, I've watched Abigail Ju for some time, going right back from a cadet athlete. Always a very impressive judo player with some beautiful skills, especially with the uchimata. But here we have Verkerk with the uchimata, hopping through very nice. Well, Abigail, sorry, hopping through quite nicely. Well, Elderly Ju was a little bit disappointing for me at the World Championships. Had high hopes of being on home grounds that she would have been in there and that on the podium. So 2.5 minutes remaining in this contest, and neither managing to score up to now, with one Shido on the board, Verkerk. Who's carrying that burden right now. Abigail once more with that uchimata, turning it into a makikomi, mainly due to Verkerk controlling that sleeve, not managing to get the grip that she so truly wants, and that's the arm right over the top with the high collar and even as close to the belt. When she gets that grip, well, she's very dangerous indeed. Oh, yes, a lovely combination there. A wonderful display of judo from Verkerk, a great combination. So unlucky not to score. Abigail hopping in for the uchimata, needs to pull a little bit more on that sleeve, as you can see. Her left hand elbow just tucked up, losing all its power. Verkerk now looking for a turnover. She's caught that arm, but
Second round, men under 100 kg, Tatami 2. In white judo gi, representing International Judo Federation, Petr Balchik. In blue judo gi for Kazakhstan, Viktor Demyanenko.
so just 37 seconds remaining in the contest. No score still, but both athletes have showed some real nice judo there with the uchimatas. Nice competition, nice combination of techniques from Verkerk. Both very strong athletes, great technicians. As you see, Verkerk looking to do the turnover, but just doesn't have that much control in the upper body. Well, it's looking very light. Now we're going into the golden score. Well, both these athletes are capable of winning this match, and I really don't know which way it's going to go. A Shido apiece. So they go into this golden score very even. Uchimata once more from Zhu. Well, even though it looks a little bit scrappy now from Zhu, she's still putting more attacks in than Verkerk. But as we know, Verkerk has got some lovely groundwork, and she's very strong and confident down there. And she got those legs tied up very nicely for the Sangaku. And the referee halting that, calling the mate to her disappointment. And Zhu picks up the final Shido, which cost her the match quite dearly, with Verkerk taking the place in the semi-final.
Marina Verkerk will be in the semi-final for women under 78 kilo. The red judge has women over 78 kilo, category 1. In white judo for Russia, Maria Shikirova. In blue judo for Brazil, non-American champion Beatriz Souza.
So now we come to the plus 100, plus 78 kilo category, I beg your pardon. And this is the repechage. And this is against Russia in the white, Shirakova. And Souza of Brazil in the blue. Shikirova in the white there, representing Russia. She steps across and steps underneath for the Cianagi. Souza of Brazil, 19 years of age. Great potential for Brazilian judo, a youngster coming through the ranks of heavyweight on the world circuit. And with exposure of such a young age, well, this has only got to benefit her and build up her confidence. A big athlete as well, and so has got the frame to do extremely well here. Shekharova trying to do the big harai there, as you could see. Uchimata. Souza, that high right collar grip, holds her opponent's right sleeve quite comfortably there. But not really putting much work in there, so she will pick up a Shido, but that's Russia have got 2-1 now, and we know that one more would result in the hand Sokimaki.
Quarterfinal for men over 100 kg, attempt 2. In white judo gi for Russia, Andrei Volkov. In blue judo gi for Poland, Maciej Sarnacki.
Well, an attempt there with Uchimata. Souza looking for some opportunity in the Niwaza. With 1.5 minutes remaining in this contest. Shekharova looking the more dominant and experienced out there, and has put in a couple of more attacks than a Brazilian opponent. Also, as you can see, with that right high collar grip, looking for the koso to the ouchigari, really not giving it a little bit more than 10% out there. She's just showing the technique. She's not really committing into the attack. Although she looks quite strong and upright and looks to have a little bit more control.
Yeah, there's no real commitment on the part of Souza in a determined way to complete the technique. She throws her leg out.
Yes, she's showing the attack, but
enough.
not really committing on it, and it's quite frustrating because she looks very strong out there. She's got a very good grip, as you can see. That right hand goes high up onto the collar, and she draws her opponent in. She's able to stabilize that and control the pace of this contest, but just plays at putting the attacks in, really isn't willing to take it any further than a 10% effort.
Well, we're going to need a little bit of extra time here to sort this one out. Golden score has been indicated by the referee. There are 2 penalties up against Shekharova. Oh no.
Well, they decided to give that before the golden score, which it looked very much on the cards, but Souza goes through to the final of the bronze medal match.
Yeah, unfortunately, disappointing effort. That one didn't have us on the edge of our seats. Coming up next, it'll be Tessie Savelkoels of the Netherlands. She's up against Yasmin Kulbs of Germany. It'll be Savelkoels in the white judogi, Kulbs in blue. This for a place in the final of the plus 78 kilo category.
Tessie Savelkoels. In blue judogi for Germany, Yasmin Kulbs.
We may have a little bit more luck here because Tessie Savelkoels is a different type of fighter, slightly more aggressive, and Kulbs, if you rub her up the wrong way, she can get a bit rough. So it could be that we're in for a bit of a punch-up here between the Dutch and the Germans. Wouldn't be the first time that they've gone head-to-head with the fisticuffs.
In blue for Poland, Maciej Sarnacki. He will be in the semi-final for men over 100 kilos.
Just a battle for grips at the moment, this first minute. I'm surprised they've let that go on for that long.
Quarter-final for men.
Well, to be honest, like you were saying, I wouldn't like to upset either one of them on a judo mat, to be honest. Quite
International Judo Federation.
powerful young ladies
Bronze medalist for Sasson.
with a little bit of a temper in them, challenge. Kubs there, as you can see, she's got the stronger the grip as she steps across for the attempt of the Uchimata. Well, Savalcours, as you can see, with that right hand inside on the lapel. She's got the sleeve grip and she's got slight height advantage here. She looks very dominant out there and she looks like she's in control. But as we know, Kubs is quite a powerhouse, and when she can get those hips through, she becomes very, very dangerous. The Ouchigari. There, those hips into the Uchimata for Kubs. Well, Kubs has got a bit of a knock to the mouth there. Well, the pressure is on now, both of these two. 1 minute and 41 seconds. There's no Shidos, but there's no scores at this moment. Nice attack there, but well off the mat area. Kubs rotated, spun into that. Quite very agile, heavyweight.
Just get the feeling that
Drop Sianagin. That's a good chance, but she didn't just get in deep enough there.
that was the feeling that I was getting, that most of the work is being done by Savalcours. Kubs is responding to the attacks, but she's second and she's picked up a penalty for passivity.
Well, like you say, every time we've seen the grip, Savalcours there, as you can see, she's got that hand in the inside. She's controlling quite nicely. She's also got the hand on the sleeve. And again, that's in a good position. She looks like she's commanding this whole contest. Just doesn't seem to get in deep enough when she gets the chance to throw there. Just not deep enough, just not enough drive forward off that attack.
She tried to invent that position from which to come up with, with that score. But for me, when you try to make it happen, you haven't got the movement that you need from your opponent.
Well, that's a very dangerous thing to do on Kubs, because if you're going to drop, you have to make sure that she's coming forward. You can't allow her to stand still. It'll be like hitting a brick wall, and she'll just defend and she'll just counter. And Savalcours will find herself being countered from that Sianagi if she's not careful. There's a couple of times that she's tempted that, and I think she's tempting fate a little bit too much now. Got to be careful. Well, Kubs has got two Shidos, and she's, like you said before, she's just not engaging first. She's just waiting. She's just trying to pick off that moment, and it's come now. Well, it's lost her a place in the final.
Kubs shouldn't be losing in that fashion. She is an experienced fighter at the highest level and should be able to offer up more than we saw her offer up there.
Definitely.
Coming up next, Alexander Kukolja of Serbia faces Zachary Burt of Canada. It's Kukolja in the white judogi, Burt in blue. Meanwhile, down on mat number 2. We've got a quarter-final between Natalie Powell of Great Britain and Yarden Meyerson, the Israeli representing the International Judo Federation here. And then we'll follow that with Husha Steinhaus and Antonio Shmileva of Russia. Meanwhile, we're going to pay close attention to these two quarterfinals here, the first of which is Alexander Kukolya and Zachary Burt.
Well, Alexander Kukolya has got to be one of the tallest in this weight category. And look at the length of those arms. Comes right round the back. He's got his hand on that belt. Now he's tried to bring it up to the centre with the Koichi-gari. Lovely execution of that by Shiwaza. Scoring a Wazari in the opening 30 seconds of this contest. Well, that's a great start for Kukolya. Well, his first fight against Kusek, well, he seemed to make a hard work of that first round, and maybe just because it was a bit of a warm-up match for him, but can't afford to fight the same way here in this quarterfinal. Zachary Burke, I don't think it's really been challenged much, especially in the first match. Made light work of that one, and this is one that's going to be the real tester for him, especially the number 1 seed in the under 90 kilos. Oh, nice attack there. Well, this puts the cat amongst the pigeons there. 1 minute and 50 seconds, and it's all evened up here. And what pressure Zachary Burt has put on the number 1 seed here.
And you know what we say about the Burts from Canada and Niwaza?
Well, let's see if it's all
straight
true.
into it, look.
And did you find out if they were related?
I haven't. I'll wait until that comes off, and I'll have a chat with him. If he wins.
If he wins. If he doesn't, you'll give him a little bit. Don't want to be in the firing line. Well, minute and a half remaining in this quarterfinal. A place in the semi-final of the under-90s, and Zachary Burt is now really pushing hard that very spot. Oh, a lovely matter. Wazari caught there, and now it changes it all over again.
Almost got him with the Yoko Shiogatami, you know.
Oh, look, yes!
Yeah,
he's got the Osakomi, I can't believe it. Just controlling with that collar, and that's all it seems in the belt and collar. He's got half a cheek, he's got half a shoulder, and that's all he's doing. It shows you how powerful
3 seconds to go.
Zachary Burt is. Whoa!
He's done him.
Oh, well, can you believe it? The number 1 seed goes out again. And, well, that is a real major upset. But you know, he's gone back to the centre of the mat. He's looked up as if to say, well, am I surprised? Should anyone be surprised? He came here to win, and that's exactly what this young man is doing.
So I can ask him then, yeah?
Go and ask him. Oh, well, that's an absolute pleasure to watch that one, but what an upset.
Not for Kukulia.
Collier, well, he's got to be absolutely stunned by that.
Right, I'm off to speak to Zach Burt.
Well, here we have Shoradashvili of Spain in the white gi. He's up against the Azerbaijan Medvedev in the blue. This is the second quarterfinal of the top half of this draw of Pool A and B. So, well, we've just seen a real upset in this weight category. The number one seed going out in the quarterfinal stages. The only good thing, he gets an opportunity to fight on for the bronze medal a little bit later on. But Kukulia of Serbia defeated by Zachary Burt of Canada. I'm quite sure a lot of people will be out there saying, well, is that a surprise? But I'm absolutely stunned. It was... Zachary obviously is a good athlete and has proven that no end here today. But and based on that performance, my goodness me. Well, he's got a couple. The winner of this two will be possibly another challenge for him. Kosota, oh, lovely attack there. Medvedev, strong. Sadly didn't get a score for that, but nevertheless, great effort and commitment of that Kosota attack. Just under halfway now. Judo being given to the Azerbaijan. Left hand inside, trying to get that lapel grip. He's got his opponent's left sleeve. Just waiting for that mistake. He's stepping across. You get that sort of feeling he's wanting to come through with Uchimata. But needs to get a reaction from his opponent to come up a little bit higher so he can get through deeper on the attack, whether it be the Tayatoshi. We've got the Kosota, he's just hovering around on that back leg as we've seen the Kosota earlier on, just not at the right angle to take the chance again. Now Shoradashvili obviously got a little bit of shock on that attack, but still really hasn't made much of an impact in this contest. His previous match was outstanding. Medvedev there, as you can see that. Oh, what a mistake! That has got to be upon. He went flat on his back. Well, two Judos apiece. Shoradashvili now in the driving seat with the half a minute remaining. He couldn't have timed that one better. As the clock ticks away, he's working his magic now into the Niwaza, trying to create an opportunity, but in the meantime, the clock ticks away quite nicely for him. 19 seconds to go. The Azerbaijan cannot believe what's just happened. Well, he turned himself to the side. The Azerbaijan made the mistake of turning side on. And at the feet with the Ashiwaza was just there and swept him flat out. It'll be interesting to see the replay on that very throw. Sutemiwaza attempt there from the Azerbaijan, desperate attack, but with only 8 seconds remaining in this contest, it's going to be very unlikely that Medvedev can get back from this. He doesn't even want to get back into the center of the mat. He just needs to get close. Valuable seconds are now ticking away, and well, that turned out to be a very interesting match indeed. Shirisdashvili of Spain goes through to the semi-finals at the under-90s in the top half of this draw. He'll be up against Zachary Burkt from Canada a little bit later on. Remerenko of the United Arab Emirates on our screen now in the white, and he's up against Belgium's Toma Nikiforov in the blue. This is the quarterfinal match at the under 100 kilograms. Well, this would be an absolute delight for the United Arab Emirates to have this young man go through into the semi-finals and also into the final, which guarantees a medal here in our Abu Dhabi. Sutemiwaza, Sumigesh following through, looking for the opportunity in Niwaza. Decides not to double down there just quite yet. Just under 3 minutes remaining in this contest. A Judo apiece for both the athletes already. Sienagi attempt. Remerenko looking to be a bit bothered by an elbow. But that elbow injury was sustained in the previous match. Against Mamamedov of Azerbaijan. Both lovely Ashiwaza there, the coach, he goes at the Ashibare. Remerenko, some lovely skills that he's displayed in these previous matches. He's got the Ochikochigaris, the Uchimatas, the Ashibare. Very strong, upright athlete. Comes across, but outpowered there by Nikiforov of Belgium on that exchange, and not quite sure where that arm is, but that's always the danger that's lurking around. So we know that Belgium's are very technical down in the Newaza.
Right, I've got the info then.
Oh, have you? Got some gossip on us?
Yeah. Well, I'm not surprised that they're, brother and sister, because they're of similar ages. So they're around about the same time and everything. But I didn't realise that there were 7 of them. Well, he's one of 8. He is one of 8. He's got 7 brothers and sisters.
Oh my goodness me! Well, it's not very often you hear of large families like that. So there's some great fights in their household.
Yeah, he's a good lad, and he said he does enjoy Newaza, so does his sister. They both work hard at that. And joining in the conversation, all of a sudden, was Fabio Basile. He just came and stood there. What do you want?
Basile, I just love that guy.
Basile said, "No, you speak the Newaza, because he said, I don't like to train the Newaza,
He likes to showcase everything standing up.
Yeah, it was hilarious. So he was going on about his...
You've got quite a nice Italian accent there.
Well, I only heard it a couple of seconds ago. So he said he wasn't really keen on training in Newas. And I said, well, you need 2 hours, He said, I do 2 hours a week. I said, 2 hours a day. So no.
So you've actually now rewritten his training program for the next month, building up to Asia.
But he's going to stick at 73. He said.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he said he knows it's going to be hard. However, the amount of training that he can do at 66, strength and weights and and eating to recover from all the energy that you're outputting, is limited, because he's afraid of getting big and then not being able to lose the weight. Whereas at 73, he can really whack it on, get big and strong and powerful and really push the weights and move up. And then he doesn't have to diet either. And he knows that there'll be a change in his judo. You'll know there'll be other requirements. That single Wazari, by the way, from Nikiforov was enough to get him past
That was a good win. It was a really interesting match, this was. Very interesting, but
we may see Rimarenko on the podium. He's having a good day. That's he's
actually carrying an injury now, which is concerning, because he picked up that injury with Mamedov of Azerbaijan with the arm lock that was so close of going on, but a couple of times he's pulled up with that
with the left
in
arm.
This match here. So I don't know how serious it is, but hopefully not, and yes, hopefully we will see him on that podium.
Right, coming up next, it is Kirill Denisov of Russia to face Seryenix Miklos of Hungary. Denisov in the white judogi, Seryenix in blue. Meanwhile, down on mat number 2, what a turn up for the book. Alexander Roslyakov of Russia, relative unknown, has defeated David Klamet of the Czech Republic. Roslyakov must be the number 6 in Russia, finds himself in the semi-final of a Grand Slam. I'm just going to check that whilst Loretta keeps you up to date with what's happening with Denisov in the white judogi and Seryenix in blue.
And in blue from Georgia, Beka Viniashvili.
Well, that was a fast pace across the mat there. Denisov trying to direct it and looked for the Kuriashi Barai. Didn't actually get enough space in, and had to call a halt, sort of run out of space on the runway there. So back in with that very strong... Oh, Chigari, a lovely attack there. Well, Denisov is really firing on all cylinders here. He's really got out to take this match right from the word go. Two brilliant attacks, controlling all the time. First on the grip, as you can see there, that left hand thrown up there over into the shoulder. Now Denisov, as you can see, that left hand high on the collar, but countered there from Zdenek's. No score as yet, but Judo apiece. Quite an exciting match, but I'm not quite sure if Zdenek's gets that score. It was very close.
Just to tell you quickly
going
about...
a bit back to Denisov now takes the lead with the Wazari, sorry.
It's okay. Just to tell you quickly about Roslyakov. He's number 16 in Russia. He's not even on their top squad. I spoke to Ezio Gamba this morning. He said, yeah, he comes to training. He's a good boy. We thought we'd give him a run out.
Give him a run out. 16. My goodness me.
There are 16 people ahead of him in Russia. And just to prove that, we can go to have a look at who they are. Hussein Karl Musayev, Magomed Magomedov, right, Singh Igolnikov, Zhambekov, Denisov, who's here, Grigoriev, Vaniev, Oganisyan, Donstov, Voprosov, Ivanov, you know, just, he's all the way down at number 16. Alexander Roslyakov, 12 points on the IGF World Ranking list, whereas Hussein Karl Musayev has 2,470. He's just not even in the same league.
My goodness. Well, he is in the same league. He's finding himself up here.
He's just smashing him, isn't he?
I don't think it'll take that long for him to be up at the same league as some of these teammates. What a lovely problem to have, though, isn't it? Who do you pick from your team? Well, 1 minute and 22 seconds remaining in this contest. Denisov of Russia, one of those very top seeds of the Russian team. Oh, pulls back the Hungarian very powerfully to get the second Wazari. Both have got a Shido apiece, 1 minute remaining, and now he's working, trying to get that leg out, but the referee calling Mate. We're coming into the last minute, but both these athletes in a bit of a dilemma. They have to keep fighting all the way through. Denisov cannot afford to make any mistakes. He is up to two Wazaris, but he has got two Shidos on the board. One more would result in the hand Sokimaki, and he would throw away everything he's just done. That was a lovely attack there from Zdenek's, who now has got Sakumi. Caught him with the Oso Tagari off to the side, stumbled him down into the ground, maintained that pressure into the ground, got the Wazari, and also now has the Osakomi, and it looks like Denisov is going out at the quarterfinal stage. What a turnaround in the last 22 seconds of this contest.
So Denisov loses in the quarterfinal. He looks surprised, doesn't he, Serienex there? He's done Denisov, whereas his teammate, Roslyakov, is into the semi-final. So much for national rankings.
That's he looks relieved, doesn't he? He's like, what's just happened? That just fell on a plate for me.
The Dhabi won the winner in blue for Hungary, Czinelich Miklos. He will be in the semi-final for men under 100 kilo. The Dhabi won repechage, men over 100 kilo. In white for Belgium, Benjamin Harmony. In blue for Azerbaijan, Ushanti Kokaori.
That must be a repechage contest that they're talking about. Yeah, Harmenis and Kokauri. Have we got something else that we can see? A quarter-final down on mat number 2. Yeah, let's go down to have a look at Rafael Buzakarini of Brazil. He's up against Niaz Bilalov of Russia. It's Buzakarini in the white judogi, Bilalov in blue, and we'll follow that with Lopochio and Palchik. And by that time, we'll have the semi-final of Krybovokov and Cyril Marais. We'll be doing a bit of jumping around soon.
Well, just in the first minute, we have Bucarini of Brazil picking up the first Shido. Lovely drop Cianagi there. Just didn't get that finish at the end. Nice and deep, though. Bilalov looking for a Braniwazer off the exchange of that drop. And we're coming up to the halfway mark. Bilalov attempted the Cianagi. They decided to come back out, and Brazilian was there waiting for him, so it's a bit of a one-to-one at this moment. Guzazzini there, as you can see, with the right hand in the lapel, trying to get that left hand onto the sleeve. Coming across for the Makikomi, Hara Osota switching it into the Makikomi. Wasn't tight enough there, and Bilalov trying to work round the top of the Brazilian. Hasn't really done much within this first half of the contest. Could be looking at the Shido very shortly. Drop Cianagi there from Bilalov, not very convincing at all. Needs to tidy that up and sort out the grips first. And as you got it, the first Shido is awarded to Bilalov. Now evens this all up with 1 minute remaining in the contest. Well, a bit of a medical attention to the Russian. It's just a bit of a scratch, nothing serious, but and Puscarini, as you can see, is there on the mat, trying to stay focused. Always difficult being left out there on your own and left with your thoughts. And 1 minute remaining in this contest, and for a place in the semi-finals. All 21 athletes participated in this under 100 kilograms, and seen quite a few upsets already, with the number 1 seed going out to Nikiforova of Belgium. Well, it wasn't actually. It was Rimarenko of United Arab Emirates, and then it was ended up Nikiforov that went on to get through into the semi-finals.
Well, if Nikiforov were... No, it's too late now because, if Nikiforov were to lose against Sirjenics, then Elkan Mammadov would be one contest away from being the loser of the losers. He'd have to be very careful because Mammadov lost to Rimarenko lost to Nikiforov, and if Nikiforov loses to Sirjenics, then Sirjenics could hit the final and lose in the final, and that will be Elkan Mammadov, the number 1 seed. Can't remember when I've seen the number 1 seed become the loser of the losers. So
Loser of the losers.
that could be a tough one. That's not my game. That's not my my choice. That is Ole Bischoff who introduced that. Well, we got a semi-final taking place down on mat number 1 after Buzakarini is adjudged to have been caught by Niyaz Bilalov of Russia. The Brazilian not entirely
Well,
pleased
Bilalov
with
there
that.
goes through into that semi-final.
So yeah, let's go down to mat number 1. Anton Krivabokov of Russia faces Cyril Marais of France. It's Krivabokov in the white judogi, Marais in blue. Both fighters should get penalised there for avoiding to take a grip. And exactly as I say that,
That's exactly what happens.
Roland Poiger does.
Psychic.
Yeah, just that. He's the boy, isn't he? Look. So a big hello to everyone who's watching in Burgenland. I think that's where they live.
In white judogi representing Italy, Giuliano Lombarchio. In blue judogi representing International Judo Federation, Petr Polchik.
Who's got to leave then? Who is it that they've asked to leave the chair? I didn't think that Krivabokov had anybody with him. Anyhow.
Well, Krivabokov, one of the actual heaviest in the plus 100 kilograms against one of the lightest in the plus 100s. In fact, the difference of 50 kilos between these athletes. Now that's some weight difference.
Yeah, Marais up with the big ones
Yes.
now. Ooh!
Well, if he's going to hit him with a technique like that, he's got to start moving them, because that is like hitting the Empire State Building, isn't it? It's a very big... When you look at techniques like that, you just think, well, you're really going to put yourself into trouble there. You're asking for it. Now, the weight that's going to be generated on one of those legs to come round, he really isn't thinking very straight out here. He needs to start moving the big Russian about. He needs to break his balance up. Has to hit him on the move. Otherwise, it's just hitting a wall. Well, the Russian coming over there, as you can see, is controlling Meret's sleeve quite nicely there, but Meret turning his back on his opponent, left his shoulder out a little bit wide there, and it's just a battle of Shidos at the moment with 1.5 minutes remaining in this contest. And the longer this contest goes, the harder it becomes for the Frenchman to generate or accelerate against his opponent. And there's the Makakomi, and there's a lot of weight going through in that Makakomi. And a strong attack for the Russian as well. He's got 2 Shidos against him. One more would result in the hand sokumaki. Maret really has to start moving his opponent. Needs to get the big man up on his toes. It's playing into the hands of the Russian, and got to be careful. Well, Krybakov there now, as you see, gets the 3rd and final, which results in the hand sokumaki. But
Mare, first time up into the final. How's your luck?
well,
Oh, the huge man mountain of Krybakov just wastes the opportunity there. Well, we've got a quarter-final taking place down on mat number 1. I suppose we should really go down there to have a look, although we've got a semi-final coming up immediately after with Aguiar and Verkerk. We could see Lobachio and Palchik a little bit later. Let's stay here to see Luisa Malzahn of Germany. She's up against Erdeli Abigail of Hungary. It's Malzahn in the white judogi, Erdeli in blue. And I spoke to her this morning. I think I told people at home anyway about her losing her necklace. She had a Lucky Charm necklace, and
who was this? Erdeli Ju.
Abigail. Yeah. Oh. And she left it at the weigh-in, but lucky enough, Lisa Allen, the IJF competition manager, picked it up and returned it to her.
Oh, that's good.
She was almost childlike in her celebration when she was hugging Lisa this morning. I saw the pair of them, and she was very happily putting her bracelet back on. No, her necklace, sorry.
Oh, nice little story. And it would have set her for the day.
Natalie Powell has won her semi-final, I think. Aguiar and Verkerk, Powell and Steinhaus. No, that semi-finalist, she won a quarter-final, which I didn't see. I only saw the beginning of it, and I passed her in the corridor and I said, I saw the first part of it. How did the rest of it go? She said, I won. And he said, maybe it's better if you don't watch. Maybe it's better luck for me. She said, not to watch. It's all right then. No score between Malzahn in the white judogi and Erdeli in blue.
Over 100 kilo, the number 2. In white judogi for Russia, Andrei Volkov. In blue judogi for Belarus, Alexander Bakharyak.
Oh, she's very dangerous when she gets that left hand over the top, and those long legs come through the middle for the Uchimata. But for all the years that I've remembered watching Abigail, her judo hasn't really changed that much.
No, what you see is
what you get. Definitely. There's not much change, other than she's possibly got that little bit more stronger and experience, but the judo is exactly the same. There's no difference.
Yeah, there's not a great deal that the lower level players can do to stop
well, it's
her left side attacks.
That
but
left hand comes over the back, then if
you're going.
When she throws the arm and the leg at the same time, you're going. But when it comes one after the other, then there's that chance. And it's really unorthodox because the elbow comes up in the air. You would think that she really cannot generate any power or lift off it because the elbow's up high instead of tucked underneath and generating through the fist. But no, she's obviously got to be a very strong lady out there and good at what she does. And I'm quite sure that most will think, well, that's not going to work. And before they know it, they're over. But she's so predictable out there, which is Malzen, as you can see, with the arm round the waist, but doesn't seem to be able to stop that leg coming in. And the hop through for the Uchimata, which is not really getting the lift, but it's just blocking her every time. Malzen just not been able to sort of get in there first. No sooner the exchange of grips for both of them. So that's 2-1 now. So Malzen have really got to be careful. One more. She comes round the back, and the Ouchigari just clips the ankle, stumbles her opponent. Well, each time Abigail just hits her first, every time.
I think the second Shido that they gave to Erdelio was not right. She's the one who's going forward.
She's going forward
to get
and she's
the grips.
hitting first every time.
Louis breaking off the grips, which is one thing. Okay, there's no penalty for breaking off the grips. What there is a penalty for is avoiding to take a grip yourself, you know? And that's what Louis was guilty of, but they penalised Abigail for the same thing. Anyhow.
We've got the how strange of a movement there.
I know, it's so ungainly.
It's the grip is just impossible to be effective. But here you have Malzen now looking.
She's got to free that leg, but she, in doing so,
she's just got no upper body control there. She didn't secure the head. She needed to do that first before trying to release her leg. Again, she throws that arm over, the hip comes in. She braces herself knowing that Malzen is looking for the counter. So she actually braces forward and bends that knee, looking for the switch of the Ouchigari. So a great combination. She's waiting for it. It's like she's enticing her to do it. It's sort of setting it up. Again, oh yes, oh yeah, there you have it. That was very clever. Instead of coming in the front, she came and hooked and braced herself on the back of the calf behind the knee of Malzen. The knee was in front, the foot was at the back of the knee. So she actually locked that knee in there, so that was very nice. Yeah,
it was one of those little sit-down ones.
Yeah, it was.
With the foot up. It reminds me of Haji.
She switched the hip forward, and then she braced herself on the back of the leg of Malzen, but her knee was forward and just locked it, and then switched with the upper body control. It was quite a nice little move. First she's done in this contest.
Well, it's a shame that we won't be seeing Louis Maltan in the medal matches, but that's the way it goes sometimes.
Yeah.
Now, one of these fighters is going to take a medal. One of these will definitely take a medal because the winner goes into the final. We got the first semi-final in the under 78 kilo category. Mayra Aguiar of Brazil faces Marhinda Fekirk of the Netherlands. It's Aguiar in the white judogi, Verkerk in blue.
Oh, this is going to be a very tough match. And the Uchimata already out there. Well, Verkerk beat Zhu in the earlier round in the quarterfinals. That was a very interesting fight indeed. Played out well in that contest, and she's actually really on form today, Verkerk. So
this is the oldest world championship battle possible. That is to say, we've got the current world champion in the white judogi, and we've got a former world champion in blue, and there is no other world champion from that time still competing, except maybe in the men's division.
you've got world medalists, haven't you?
Yeah,
not
but the
world champions.
Yeah, the only one would be Georgi Zantaraya. Yeah, in the men's you'd have, but not in the women's, because it's Georgi Zantaraya.
Oh, lovely Ashiwaza there.
Sat on her backside. And Teddy.
Teddy Rang, yeah.
You know, so, but none of the women. I'm just trying to remember who the women were from 2009.
Was it back as 2009? Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't realise it was going back that far. I thought it...
In Rotterdam. She won it in Rotterdam.
Right. Did she not medal in 2013?
If she did, well, we know it's not gold, because all of the medal winners, all the gold medal winners, have been new ones almost every time. 13, where were we in 13? It was in Brazil. It was Aguiar, wasn't it? And Sharnashki has thrown... Sharnashki has thrown Sasson for Ippon down on mat number 2. That's the cheers going on.
I think someone was very happy out there.
Yeah.
And Sangaku turned there from Verkerk. A minute and a half remaining in this contest.
will be in the final for men over 100 kilo. Olympic bronze medalist for Sasson will fight for bronze. The repechage for women under 78 kilo, Tatami 2. In one judogi representing International Judo Federation, Yarden Wagnerson. In two judogi representing Russia, Antonina.
Well, just a minute remaining in this contest. It's only a Shido that separates them, and very difficult to predict which way this will go, and it's a Shido apiece, but Verkerk now with two Shidos. Not an ideal situation to be in, with 38 seconds remaining in the contest. Verkerk troubled by that lapel grip that her opponent's got.
Just before I have a look at that, because Lerton and I were talking about, you know, the World Championship head-to-head that we're having here. Both of these fighters have won the World Championships under 78 kilos, and then I was sort of testing myself to remember who it was that was alongside Mahendra Verkerk in Rotterdam those years ago, winning the various weight categories. So I'll have a stab at them, and then I'll check it. Mind you, we've got time because we're going into golden score here. Both fighters have picked up penalties. Aguiar just the one, Verkerk the
with
two.
the two, yes. And so the advantage goes to the Brazilian.
Now, the under 48 kilo category was, I can see her face now. It's not Asami Haruna, it was the other one who was around at that time. She's coaching for Japan now. I might need a minute to think about that one. Fukumi.
Oh, right, yes.
Fukumi, right. Let's just have a look and see if that's right. Yeah, Fukumi. Okay, so we're good for one, Loretta. The memory hasn't failed me yet. 20-odd seconds left. Soritsuri Komigoshi from Verkerk, but...
So close, but still...
just managed to get the right leg around and block
She's
it.
had a couple of good, strong attacks, and they have been very, very close. In fact, I think Verkerk has just been that little bit sharper in her attacks.
Nicely balanced at the moment. Little stab there from Aguiar, but it's not really determined. It doesn't really threaten anything. There's the Soritsuri Komigoshi again, but she loses contact with the hands and it ends up looking a bit untidy in the end. 52 kilos. What was that then? It wasn't Nishida because she didn't win until 2010 in Tokyo. So at 52 kilos, who was it then? Oh, another penalty, this time to Aguiar. Both fighters penalised twice now. Knife edge time. Look at that, Verkerk. Again, over on that side, couldn't come back in the opposite direction, and I'm sure Martin Ahrens is jumping out of his chair thinking exactly the same thing.
Crossing his fingers and hands at this moment.
Asking a lot, oh, yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, go on, go on.
There's a little bit of
some of that.
nitty-gritty getting involved here. It's the tempers are starting to flare a little bit.
Verkerk is such a clever fighter. She probably really likes Aguiar and is a very, very pleasant fighter off the mat, but she just knows how to just push the boundaries a little bit.
They're both feisty, aren't they? They're both feisty fighters.
That is Aguiar just taking a rest there. That grip. She's not looking to do anything. She just needs to take a breather.
Well, we're coming up to nearly 2 minutes of this golden score. It's become a very, very close match indeed.
Verkerk's got to go for a big attack here. Just really keep it in the mind of the referee and the judges that she's the aggressor. Go on, another big effort, and she could take this. There it is. Climb on top, work hard. That may be enough, you know. Yeah.
Well, I think
we've
so.
seen it.
Yeah.
We've seen enough. That's done. That hard work from Verkerk,
definitely,
has paid off. Great tactics from the Dutch fighter, Loretta.
She has been good. She's been very good today, and that's no surprise. She's been able to dig in very deep here, and in previous matches as well. She is on form, and good, strong contender for that title.
See, look, big hug, no problems. We're going to go straight down to mat number 2 because the second semi-final in the under 78 kilo category is about to take place. Natalie Powell of Great Britain faces Husha Steenhuis of the Netherlands. It'll be Powell in the white judogi, Steenhuis in blue, as Mahinda Verkerk leaves mat 1. Hand slaps all round with Martin Ahrens. Myra Aguiar goes down into the bronze medal contest. It's Verkerk who we'll see in the final against the winner of this
very match. Well, Steenhuis has the advantage of knowing that she has beaten her on several occasions, but Natalie has had two events that she has had the upper hand, so she knows that she can do it if she just keeps that head right.
Right, 52 kilos. Who was it then? They're still playing games there. I think it was Nakamura Misato, you know. Right, let's have a quick look down there. Nakamura Misato. So it was.
Yeah.
Right, the third one is not going to be that difficult because it wasn't Matsumoto Kari, and she lost the bronze medal contest to the Hungarian.
Go France.
No, I know who it is. I'm thinking that. Who did she lose that bronze medal contest? Matsumoto got foot swept by the Hungarian. Anyway, we'll come back to the Hungarian because that's only the bronze medal contest. The French girl is a little blonde girl who's stopped now. She also went up to under 63. It was the only really big win that she had. Hang on a second.
Well, a battle here. Powell taking that lead with the Wazari.
The Hungarian was Karakash Hedvig. She got bronze.
Also Tagari there from Stenhus. Powell doing it really well there at the edge, controlling quite nicely, looking very strong out there against her opponent. Now this would be a great win for Powell. A few of those demons out of the window. As that left hand on the lapels comes now high up onto the shoulder, controlling nicely. You can see that block from Stenhus trying to keep those hips at bay. But Powell's also got that sleeve, and it's in a nice strong gripping position she's in. Stenhus stepping straight across there, looking for that Osota, obviously into the Makakomi, but Powell bracing herself quite nicely there, looking and feeling her way through for that counter, as you can see. So 1 minute and 16 seconds remaining. Stenhus and Powell pick up a Shido apiece, so that's Powell with 2. So she's got to be very careful here that she doesn't throw this away. She has to stay engaged in this contest and start battling back and putting a couple of attacks in now. Once more, she gets a very strong grip. She throws that arm over the top. Now has to follow it through to something a little bit more positive than the grip. She has to start maybe reaching across, touching the feet with the Uchimata, the Makakomi.
He's called Mase already.
Well, Powell, if she doesn't attack, she's going to get the Shido and she'll throw this totally out the window now. 45 seconds to go. Powell has to start putting a couple of attacks in. She's got that Wazari, but she cannot hang on to it. And already she's been given the 2 Shidos. The grips are perfect, but she just isn't following it through with the attacks.
One big attack will do
She
it. That's
needs
not it.
Yeah, she just needs
There's a good
one.
chance.
And that's not enough as well. She has to be gutsy enough, but you can see Stenhus waiting because she knows she's under pressure. She's showing that leg, tempting it for the Osota.
See, Stenhus is also happy to close things down and allow
definitely.
both of them to get penalised.
Exactly. This is a real tactical play now for Stenhus.
They're not going to do it now.
Well, Natalie did well to hang on to that. My goodness, it had us on the edge of the seats. You could see that just really going all horribly wrong. But time was on the side of Powell. And that takes her into the final of this Abu Dhabi Grand Slam, and she'll be absolutely delighted, and so with her teammates back there in the back.
Right, I can see the face of the under 57 kilo category fighter, but I can't remember her name, so I'm going to have to scroll down. It's
Ribo.
Such a Morgan Ribo. Yeah, Morgan Ribo. 63, I think, was Ueno Yoshia of Japan. Yeah, we got that. 70, well, it could have been Jevry Zeman. No, Yuri Alve.
Alve, that's another one that's still around.
Yeah, Yuri Alve.
Yes.
She's still about. Yeah.
Yep.
Right, coming onto the mat now. Let's get back to the action. David Klamet of the Czech Republic faces Komranshaw Ustapirion of Tajikistan. It's Klamet in the white judogi, Ustapirion in blue. I got carried away. We're trying to rush back to the action because if I'd stopped for a second, I'd have remembered that was the first year that Yuri Alve took her
and
a
one
world
that's
title.
still around now.
And she went on to win 3 more and an Olympic.
Olympic.
Did she lose? Who did she lose to then? just trying to think who she lost to. Oh, it's the Japanese. Tachimoto Haruka in the final. So, but that's another. We're jumping around. So that is 70. That's 70 kilos.
Yeah.
The under 78 World Championship gold medal winner. Okay, that shouldn't be difficult because we just called her Marina Verkerk.
Yeah.
and then the
I
plus
was wondering
78.
when you would remember that one.
Yeah, plus 78
That's why we got onto this subject
in the
because
first
that
place.
very
Can you imagine if I'd got that one
I
wrong?
know.
And the plus 78, Tong Wen of China. Let's go down there and have a look at that.
You should be on Mastermind.
Tong Wen. There you go. Done, mate.
I'm going to sign you up for Mastermind. Subject, special subject, judo.
Judo.
I think you do well.
Judo nerd. Natalie Powell.
I wake up
was
in the
one
morning,
through.
can't even remember my own name, not alone anybody else's.
I know the feeling.
So this repechage is a real battle, and neither one of them. Well, we've got now one Shido. Stopirion has
In blue for Azerbaijan, Mamad Ali Mehdiyev. Mamad Ali Mehdiyev. The semi-final men under 90 kilo. In white for Canada, Zachary Burt. In blue for Spain, Nicolas Shevazavishvili.
well, Shido apiece now, and this battle remains that could go either way. Just under halfway to go in this contest. A Shido apiece for both the athletes.
Zachary Burt is in his semi-final down on mat number one in the under 90 kilo category against Nicolas Sherazadishvili of Spain. But we were talking about earlier on who's got those nice little neowaza skills that run in the family apparently. His sister Emily showed us some nice neowaza yesterday, and Zach decided to come today and show off his own skills. Tumbling out the number one seed, Alexander Kukolya, in the process.
Well, Clement's picked up his second Shido, piles a little bit more pressure on himself, but Ustopirion really is looking the stronger of the two here. Very powerful, aggressive fighter out here.
And just very quickly, if there's anyone at home who's listening and they don't like, the byplay with some of the information that I give and everything, just send a little message, because we get your emails. If you don't like it, we'll stop, If, however, you are interested in knowing who took the gold medal in the under 57 kilo category in the 2009 World Championships, well, stick here. You get that kind of information.
The Taitoshi, Siotosh right through. Ostopirioni there is piling a little bit more pressure on. He's just getting stronger and stronger as these seconds tick away. He's got the left hand on that lapel. Comes stepping across with the Taitoshi, which is, and there, oh, so close. He can do it both left and right.
It's a really nice position
well,
there,
again,
didn't
a little bit more extra pressure, and he did it nicely. It wasn't that he was just holding out and waiting for the penalty. He actually was attacking to get Clemmer the third and final Shido.
Yeah. Ustopirion will fight for bronze. Loretta, sorry.
Well, Uspirion there, he actually fought his way into that match. He didn't try to steal it. What was quite nice, it was an attack after an attack. He looked stronger and stronger as the seconds were ticking away. And that was quite nice to see.
Better begin filling these out then. A few surprises here today.
Oh, gosh, yes.
In blue judo game, representing Georgia, last year Baku Grand Slam gold medalist
Now, have I got this right? Yeah, it's showtime now. Alexander Roslyakov of Russia faces Beka Gviniashvili of Georgia. It's Roslyakov in the white judogi, Gviniashvili in blue. It's the old firm matchup, Russia versus Georgia. Difficulty for the Russian, who's been pounding them today.
He's a young lad, though. He's
facing a top-draw Georgian here.
Definitely, he's got a job to do here. It's going to be a tall order task for this Russian, but as we know, Russians sort of come up to... They love the challenge, and they love the big stage.
And he's shown some real class as Roslyakov in the couple of times that we've seen him today. Really come up with good judo. Well, we can still hear some cheers from some Canadians in the audience, so maybe his sister's still here then. Can't see her.
Well, Roslyakov there picking up the first Judo. Just into the 3 minutes to go.
Zachary Burt, unfortunately, has given up Wazari down on mat number 1, and that single Wazari is enough to take Serajadishvili through to the final of the under 90 kilo category. But will have to compete for the bronze medal.
The winner in blue for Spain,
Well, an attack there for the Russian. Needs to be a little bit stronger to move that real powerhouse from Georgia, Beka.
The next contest, Dhabi 1, repechage, men under 100 kilo. In one judo for United Arab Emirates.
Gviniashvili, as you can see there, with the right hand high up onto the collar, drawing his opponent's head down into his chest. An absolute powerhouse out there. This thing for Roslyakov is that he just keeps his distance and moves and breaks up his opponent. Work him on a faster pace of this contest rather than allowing the Georgian to dictate. Well, Roslyakov, as you can see, is just playing into him. And there's the hip throw, switching it to the rear with the Koichi. And that's where the Russian has to be careful. That close engagement there is really where the Georgian wants to be as he draws his opponent towards his chest. The hips are starting to come in, and you can see the Russian just pushing those hips out and keeping the distance, but that's where he'll pick up the shidos for negativity. But and there you've got it. Russian picks up the second shido, and for that very thing, the hand being pushed onto the hip to avoid Beka coming in with those hips. Needs to keep the distance. It cannot go into the same style of fighting as the Georgian. Gviniashvili loves this sort of pace, and he's just playing into his hands. It's just a matter of time. Again, you can see the left hand of the Russian pushing on that hip feeling threatened every time, and once more he's going to get it. Well, he's lucky to get away with that this time, but Russian has to take that as a warning. But once more, he does exactly the same. As you can see, that left hand, this time on the rib cage, but not quite sure who's...
Becker.
It'll be interesting to see how that sort of finished.
The winner in blue for Georgia, Becca Viniashvili.
Becca Viniashvili. We may get a look on the very big screen.
Well, it looked like I wasn't sure whether Wozniakov actually came in and Gvinashvili just countered, or the other way round.
Yeah, just with hands, just a Teiwaza.
It was just the Teiwaza.
Little tap with the Ashiwaza attempted by Roslyakov.
Yeah.
There with the right foot. There he goes.
That's it.
Off balance. Bang.
Just hit him at the wrong time.
Mm-hmm. Right, on the mat now we have Ivan Remarenko of... No, that is coming up. They're down on mat number 1. On mat number 2, we've got a repechage contest between Rafael Buzakarini of Brazil. He faces Peter Palchik, the Israeli representing the International Judo Federation here. It's Buzakarini in the white judogi, Palchik in blue.
Well, Buzakarini, they're looking a little bit negative, the head down, trying to push out the back way. Palchik, very strong grip. Nice attack from Palchik. Masodi coming over the top, lost a little bit of control, but nevertheless threatening all the time and piling the pressure on the Brazilian, who picks up the first Shido. Well, Buzakarini, as you can see, has got that right hand on the lapel. He's not doing very much with it. And he also has got the left holding the sleeve, but real stumbling around there, looking a little bit unbalanced. Just surviving out there at the particular moment. And the second Shido goes to Brazil, and Palchik picks up the first one. Palchik with high collar grip, trying to draw his opponent down. Buzakarini ducking under his opponent.
Yeah, we've got a semi-final taking place down on mat number 1. So we're going to have to leave Buzakarini and Palchik and go down and have a look at Toma Nikiforov of Belgium. He's up against Serjenics Miklos of Hungary. It's Nikiforov in the white judogi, Serjenics in blue. Sorry about that. One of these is gonna win it. So we better take a look at one of them.
Well, Nikiforov has got a good grip there, as you can see, that right hand on the collar. Controlling quite nicely, he's got the lapel. Just under 3 minutes remaining in this contest. No score yet, but a real battle on this mat. Nikiforov coming in. Koshigruma following it through, taking the score of a Wazari. A nice position to be in now with just 2.5 minutes remaining, but still a long way to go.
The last semi-final, under 100 kilo. In white for Russia, under 23 European champion, Nios Pillow. In blue for Italy, Giuliano Loportio.
Well, Nikiforov with that left hand on the lapel that's controlling, as he's got the right hand a little bit higher. Right hip starting to edge forward, but there's the Makakomi coming from the Hungarian. So Yannick's still piling a lot more pressure and has so much more to give in this contest. 1 minute 49 seconds remaining.
We've got both the semi-finals taking place now.
I know, and it's
they're both being led by one Wazari, Nikiforov over Seryenix, and Bilalov over Loportio.
Well, the Hungarian is making a desperate plea to come back into this contest, and the time is just ticking away. We're into the last minute of this contest now, and Nikiforov still leading with that one Wazari. There's no Shidos on the board, so both athletes have been battling away in this contest. Referee trying to get Nikiforov to stay engaged and keep the flow of this contest going without too many pauses. So Yannick's there, high collar grip. Again finds himself on the receiving end of that Makakomi. Starting to look a little bit frustrated there. Tomar's head's down a little bit. It's looking a little bit scrappy out there, but with seconds to go, no Shidos on the board. He can avoid tactically. And there picks up a Shido and a place in the final of the under 100 kilos goes to Nikiforov.
Nikiforov, as Loretta just said, into the final. We can go over to mat number 2 now, because we can see the remainder of the other semi-final. This is between Niaz Bilalov of Russia and Giuliano Lopacchio of Italy. It's Bilalov in the white judogi, Lopacchio in blue.
Will be in the final for men under 100 kilo. Syrian Judo for Hungary will fight for bronze. Dear spectators, this was the last contest on Tatami 1 in the preliminaries.
Well, 24 seconds remaining in this semi-final. Bilalov with the drop Sianagi, lovely attack.
Yes.
Then that's it, finished there. In fact, I would have said that was Ippon.
Well, he's increased his lead. Here's Bilalov. But what he hasn't been able to do is finish his man off yet.
Well, I've penciled it in. Maybe I'm tempting fate, but it's 15 seconds remaining. Again, using his feet very well. The Ashiwazas have come in handy. Oof. Well, Bilalov there from Russia goes through into the final of the under 100 kilos.
Loretta's magic pencil was working away there, putting Bilalov in, was hoping that he would come away. But, you know, once he'd got the second score, 17 seconds, there wasn't really much of a way back for Giuliano Lopacchio, who we'll see in the bronze medal contest. He'll be up against Kirill Denisov of Russia. But what we're going to do before we finish off is to take a look at that lineup. The 90 kilo category is what we'll start with. We've got the under 78 kilo category, 100 plus 78, and then plus 100. Let's have a look and see.
Well, this is where some of my sheets are not up to date, so let's see.
Right, we've got the final of the under 90 kilo category. Nicolas Sherazadishvili of Spain will take on Beka Gviniashvili of Georgia. It's an all Georgian sounding matchup, but Nicolas Sherazadishvili of Spain. The bronze medal matches are Mamadli Mediev of Azerbaijan to face Alexander Roslyakov of Russia, newcomer for us, but a very exciting one. And the other bronze medal match is Komranshah Ustapirian of Tajikistan. He faces Zachary Burt of Canada. In the under 78 kilo category, Mahinda Verkerk of the Netherlands will face Natalie Powell of Great Britain. And it'll be Erdely Jo Abigail of Hungary to face Husha Steinhaus in the first of the bronze medal matches. We'll follow that with Antonia Shumileva of Russia. She's up against Mayra Aguiar of Brazil. In the under 100 kilo category, Toma Nikiforov of Belgium will face Niaz Bilalov of Russia. And the bronze medal contest are Kirill Denisov of Russia to face Giuliano Lopacchio of Italy, and Peter Palchik, the Israeli, who's representing the International Judo Federation here, will face Seryenix Miklos of Hungary. In the plus 78 kilo category, Tessie Savelkools of the Netherlands will face Irina Kinzeska of Azerbaijan. The bronze medal contests will be Beatrice Souza of Brazil to face Zenia Chibisova of Russia. And it'll be Maria Suellen Altherman of Brazil to face Yasmin Kulbs of Germany. One last category to bring you then, it'll be the final of the plus 100 kilo category. No surprises that a Frenchman is in the final of the plus 100 kilo category, but it ain't the big man Teddy Riner. It is Cyril Marais of France to face Maciej Czarnecki of Poland. And the two bronze medal matches are Benjamin Harmenies of Belgium to face Or Sasson, the Israeli, representing the International Judo Federation here. And it'll be Alexander Vachaviak of Belarus to face Anton Krybovokov of Russia. I don't know if you want to go back and mention any particular points or highlights in any of those.
For me, plus 100, we've just gone through that, but I think Marek of France, is top favourite for me based on his performance. He's one of the lightest in that weight, but he's been able to move these big lads about, and so great hopes for him winning the title. Sevel Kuhls of Netherlands, again another top favourite for me to take in the title in the plus 78s. Under 100, Nikiforov of Belgium, again very impressive throughout the day, and again a top favourite for the title of under 100 kilograms. Bert, he's one of my favourites. Well, definitely I've got money on that man. I think he's been very impressive, and I think he can do the job today. And when it comes to the under 78s, well, I'm going with my heart on this, but she's had a great performance, and that's Natalie Powell in the under 78 kilos.
Sorry, who did you pick in the under 90 kilo category? It's Nicolas Sherazadishvili of
Sherazadishvili.
Spain to face Becca Gviniashvili.
Gviniashvili, I've got to go with,
right.
I've got to go with the top dog, really, haven't you? But even though you've got to go with them. The powerhouse of the weight category.
It is World Day today, and whatever it is, you have a good day. We're going to take a break here. The likelihood is that during the break we may get a slice of that IGF cake that was beautifully arranged by the IGF media manager, Pickering. I don't know, it's a VIP thing, you see, and it's not a big cake.
All right.
So there may not be enough slices to go around.
Oh, we've missed out then, I'm quite sure. We don't need cake anyway. I definitely don't cake.
Join us again at 5 o'clock when we come back with all the medal matches. But from Loretta Cusack-Doyle and myself, it's bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.